Hello again, this is Randy back in the shop today. Working on the 455. Today we're going to be putting the cylinder heads on. What I'm using is Cometic head gaskets. Going to be a 40 thousandths thick head gasket with a 4-inch 200 bore. The actual piston is 4-inch 155, so 4-inch 200 bore to seal around the cylinders. And let me grab the camera here a second and I'll swing you around. What we have here is a pair of Edelbrock Performer RPM aluminum cylinder heads for it. They are a 215 intake valve, a 168 exhaust valve. The combustion chamber is 77 cc, and they have a 218 cc intake runner. These heads are set up for hydraulic rollers, so the springs on them are a double. They're 145 on the seat and 350 open. I pulled the springs off and checked them. And anytime you buy a set of aluminum heads out of the box, what I recommend you do is to pull the valves out, put a little lapping compound on them, and just lightly lap them to see how they're fitting on the seats, just to make sure everything is machined good, so that you don't find out you have a problem after you have them put in the motor, put it on the motor, and it doesn't run quite right. So gonna put ARP fasteners on it. So let's get these put on. All right, now I'm gonna start torquing these heads here. to 85 foot-pounds. I'm going to go two steps. I'm going to go 40 the first time, then 85 the second time. And you always start from the middle out. Okay. Now we'll go 85. Got that. Yeah, I'll go and recheck them. what I'll probably do is let these sit a day and I'll recheck them again. And a lot of times what they recommend you to do too is after you get a couple of heat cycles in them to retorque them, especially like real high horsepower stuff or turbocharged. Okay. The rock arm studs here get torqued to 45 foot-pounds, so now's a good time to just recheck them. Make sure they are what they are. Make sure they're all tight. Okay. Okay, those are good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those push rods that I have that are, I think, are the right length. I'm going to put those back in, install a couple rockers and set the preload, and then I'm going to recheck my pattern to see if my length is still good. All right, back over at the motor. I got all the new push rods and all the rock arms and stuff are installed. Here's my pattern on my valve. It's just slightly off center, but that's about what you want. You don't want it to the extreme outside or the extreme inside. So and when you adjust these, you turn the push rod with your finger. It's real easy to turn right there, and as I bring that down, it gets harder and harder to turn. Then you know you're at 0 lash. And with this 24 pitch thread, when you turn the nut one turn, that puts 50 thousandths preload on it. All right, I'm gonna put the other rocker arm on here now. And one thing I always do is take a little bit of extreme pressure lube and put on the push rod tips to keep the tips from galling at startup. Put this other nut on here. Turn it till it's just, till you feel some resistance in your push rod. And I go down one turn, like that. And then for the Allen in the middle to lock the poly lock, I take that and I torque it to 15 foot-pounds. And that locks it in place, just like that. And when I'm putting the push rods in, before I put the rocker arms on, I'll take an oil can and I'll fill the push rod with oil, and that way when you're priming the motor to make sure everything is oiling good, it doesn't take as long. What I'm doing now is I'm making sure all my lifters are oiling. That's why I fill the push rod so it doesn't take long to pump the oil up to the top. See it dripping out here. You can see it dripping out of the rock arms here. This one here, that one there is starting. This one here hasn't started yet, or this one. So I'll keep running it until all of them are oiling good, and then I know everything up top is good, and I can button the intake up, and there's a few other things I got to do yet, but then it's gonna be almost done. You can see the ones on this side here are oiling. This one here hasn't started yet. It's coming slow. This one here hasn't yet. This one has. So I'm gonna keep running this for a few minutes yet. And well, that's gonna be it for this part on the Oldsmobile motor. I got the distributor gear in today. So the next part will be probably I'll be rebuilding the distributor and putting the balancer on, the water pump, bolting the intake manifold on. We're getting close. So hope everybody's having a great day. And here it's snowing. They say we're supposed to get 7 inches of snow today, so the roads are pretty bad and that kind of thing. So it was a good day to spend out in the shop working. And wherever you're at, I hope you're safe and well, and have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.